Hello, bookshelf tour time again. First, we're going to go into what I'm considering, I guess, my discards shelf or my releasing back into the wild shelf where books that are like, okay, I read this. I'm probably not going to read it again, or at least I'm not going to read it again in a good while. Yeah, these are books that potentially go to a charity shop or somewhere like that. I'll start off with Captains Courageous by Rudyard Kipling, which I actually just read recently, which I guess makes sense because this is stuff that I've read recently. I'm going to probably discard because I enjoyed this book. It's probably not one I need to read again, though. I'm actually, it's funnily enough today I've been thinking about what am I going to do after a bookshelf tour? Like, what would be a good um kind of a daily video to do? And one of my thoughts is to read read a work like in like 10-minute chunks per day, something, obviously not in copyright. And I guess Kipling would be a potential one for that, though I do not want something where there's like lots of accents or stuff like that because I can't do accents and I would really butcher them if I did. So yeah, Captain's Courageous. It's sort of a rich boy ends up on a fishing trawler through misadventure and becomes a man. But it actually goes past the fishing trawler and is like kind of the boy um, having this really interesting interaction with his father who is such a rich, powerful kind of American prototype of self-made man that yeah, it's interesting. It's also really sexist. There's racist. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting book, and just like you can see this kind of book in a lot of fiction that goes forward. But Kipling is such a good writer that you can see that kind of how it's echoed through. So yeah, that's one. I don't know if I would read that one out loud. I'll have to see. But yeah, that's one of my thoughts on this channel. Next one is Phineas Finn by Anthony Trollope. I actually have multiple copies of Phineas Finn. This is the Oxford World Classics version. I have to actually take a look and see this and the other version I have, which one might... Actually, I think they might both be Oxford World Classics. I picked up a bunch of Trollope, and then I overpicked up Trollope. Phineas Finn, I've talked a lot about Phineas Finn on my other channel. I won't go through. I love Trollope. This is a part of the Palliser series. Oh, Phineas Finn is such a hairdo in this one, but he really, to my mind, becomes much more of a deeper transformed character in Phineas Redo, or Redux. I would say Redux. Steve Donahue says Redo. To each our own. He's probably right. Another Trollope duplicate is Can You Forgive Her, which I believe is the very first in the Palliser novels. Yeah, that's focusing on Alice Vavasor and Lady Glencora. Yes, which one of my more favorite characters. Her and, oh, God damn it, Madame Max Goesler. Actually, I don't know if Madame Max actually shows up in this book. I think actually she shows up in Phineas Finn. So yes, just all these amazing... Trollope has a lot of amazing female characters, and a lot of his male characters are the doofuses that whose shortcomings, I guess, power the plots. At least that's what we've been talking about, uh, reading the Claverings at the moment and how that is. Shades of Milk and Honey by Mary Robinette Kowal. Really, it was a well-written book, very kind of Jane Austen, but with a glamour magic. Yeah, it was fine. It was good. I don't know if I would read I might read the rest of the series if it just sort of I found them, like, audiobook or something like that. But I don't feel any great need to hold on to this as it is. Tanith Lee, Knight's Masters, Flat Earth, Book 1. God, I think it was a bunch of different, like, kind of interconnected stories. Man, yeah, I can't remember right now. A good Tanith Lee book. But, yeah, probably, I tabbed it all up. I can pull out the tabs. I probably got text that is now getting too small for my old eyes. I'll give it to a youngin'. C'est la vie, 3rd edition. Probably a how to learn French book, and I think the one I have, the one I showed you in the my last book tour was the better book for me on that. This is more conversational French, and yeah, yeah, yeah. One of those books that maybe if I suddenly got the need to learn French again, I would have kept, but probably not. The Art of Eating by M.K. Fisher. This is one of these giant compendium books of like lots of her essays, and I've never been able to get into it. And I think a part of it is just that it's so gigantic, that I've just never been able to get into the essays. I mean, it's one of those ones I should probably take a thumb through again before I do actually get rid of, but we shall see. And finally, we have Nnedi Okorafor's Lagoon, which was a fun kind of monster movie, alien comes to Earth kind of first contact thing, but it's Lagoon, which is they're coming to Nairobi, to Lagos, not Nigeria, Lagos. So it definitely has an interesting thing that it's like, all the aliens, they all seem to land in the white people's kind of, you know, the United States or England or something like that. Hey, what happens if the aliens actually, showed up in like the largest, most populous areas of the planet? And what would that be like? And how would that affect things? So it's definitely much more monster movie-ish, more pulp. Yeah, it was fun. I don't know if I felt like I needed to keep it. Her there's an God damn it. And of course, this is doing it off the top of my head. Who Fears Death. I should actually try. I'm thinking of her the little novellas that she wrote, which I really enjoyed. Does it say that? Or was this even before that? Maybe it was before that. So yeah, because we have Who Fears Death and yeah. But yeah, I'll probably pass that one on, let somebody else read it. All right, that is my very small pile of books that I will most likely, hopefully, release into the wild. And you're probably going through this bookshelf tour. You probably see I probably have a lot of other ones I could actually cull, but I'm always loath to do that unless I've got the pressure of I'm moving, which is when then there's an orgy of getting rid of boxes upon boxes of books at the very end, which is probably not great, not great for myself or the poor books or the poor charity stores where these books end up getting dropped off. All right, we'll go down to the very bottom shelf next time.